Hi class, how's it going today? Today I want to do a little painting for a little demo. I'm just going to call layers. I think one of the most important things of painting, sorry, I got a cup of tea here, is the ability to create layers. And layers of paint, layers of transparent paint, layers of thick paint, just layers. It creates a kind of a physicality to the painting that I think is really important. And it's kind of unique to painting too. So I'm just going to do a little demo of using layers. Now, the thing about layers is, I think a lot of times when people are working on a painting, they usually don't, how can I best put it? It's usually thought of as you kind of finish it in your head. Like you're thinking, okay, I want to paint, like I'm going to sit and paint this jar today, just as my demo. I don't know, it's just sitting down here. But I'm probably going to mess with it a little bit. So in my head, I'm thinking I want to paint this jar, but and I'm imagining that painting as being finished. So I like think of the jar as being a certain way, and that's usually a finished thing. Kind of get what I'm talking about? Maybe you think that way. And I think a lot of frustration in painting comes from the fact that usually what you imagine you're going to do isn't what you end up with. And usually it looks kind of like shit or something, and you're like, oh God. But I think if you just kind of allow yourself to build the painting up in layers that kind of feed each other and inform each other, and in other words, if you pay attention to the layers and treat the painting as a more organic process and not a single destination, then you end up with a better painting. If you kind of get my metaphor there, like you're moving right along and you're not even thinking about where you're going, you're paying attention to the path, the road. So that's kind of what I want to like try to work on today. So what I'm going to do is it's a little tricky because I want to do layers and I got to let the layers dry. So what I'm going to do is just start a painting here and then turn off the camera and let it dry and then come back to it. And I'll probably do this for a couple hours until I get sick of it, to build it up and just kind of show you how layers work. So right now I'm just going to start the painting of this jar. I'm going to put it right in front of me. It's going to be super boring painting. Right in front of me. And I'm just going to start with the underpainting using just a couple colors here. I think I'm mixing the blue and the red to get a little bit of a kind of a purple color. And I'm not worrying about the silver of the lid on the jar or anything like that, okay? So I'm working pretty thin here. Yeah, that's okay for now. Just as an underpainting kind of thing, right? I'm not using my number 12, but I'm using a fairly big brush and just trying to simplify things. So right now I'm just trying to block in the basic lights and darks that I see through the glass. Okay, I'm not worrying too much about the text on the glass or well, here the ball, like there's the ball thing there. I'm just kind of looking at the basic lights and darks, but I'm blocking them in. One thing to understand about painting glass or transparent objects, you paint through them. Even like the edge here isn't necessarily a line. The edge is created by a relationship between lights and darks. So to paint a glass jar, you don't paint the line, you paint what's here and you paint what's here. And the meeting of those two things is what creates the illusion. Well, I'm going to turn this off so it's not huge and long, and then work a little bit on it some more. And then, well, let me just do this quick. So there's a white wall behind this jar, and the white wall, as it passes through the glass, becomes kind of a gray. Although I don't want it to be white, pure white. That would look, where'd my white go? Oh. So I'm going to probably make it like a touch yellow, which would look nice, huh? And it's the complement of the purple, so I'll make it a little whiter than that, but this is where the layers will come in. Now that white wall, as it passes through the glass, gets tinted, it's just grayed down. So what I'll do is, let the kind of blue-violet color mix in with the yellow, creating a kind of a yellowish gray that hopefully is suggestive of the wall. It's not quite there yet, but it will be. I want the wall behind the jar just to be just a fraction brighter. Or a fraction wider. A little trick of mine, and there's nothing wrong with this, and I think I just described this in another video, is to let the paint kind of smear over the edges. Don't be afraid. Notice how I'm just kind of letting it go. It kind of helps unify form. So instead of, and it doesn't have to be a ton. It can just be a molecule or two, right? Painting is very your eye is responsive to subtle changes that you can't perceive. And so try to build that feeling into your painting, this feeling of sort of infinite change, okay? Okay, I'm gonna let this set up now and dry for a while, okay?